Hey guys, today I'm going to be canning green beans and yellow beans. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to need your paper towel and your vinegar. A hot clean cloth will do just as well. You're going to need your jar lifter, your lid lifter, some sort of spoon, a spatula, something to protect your hands with, something to protect your table with. I use stir sticks a lot. You're going to need a funnel and a hot pot for your lids and your rings. You never want to boil it, but you want that water to be extremely hot. I have my canner ready to go. I'm just going to put a little bit of vinegar in there to help with hard water. Now I'm bringing this up to a pretty high temperature because I want this canner to be nice and hot when I put my jars in. My jars have been thoroughly washed and I'm keeping them in the oven to keep them nice and hot. The first thing you're going to want to do is wash all your beans. I have, like I said, the green and the yellow. So I'll put them in two different bowls to start. You want to take out anything that shouldn't be there. Any kind of damaged bean, you can cut them out later. And you really want to make sure that these are clean. The next thing you want to do is snap the tops off and into 2s or 3s. It depends. You can leave them whole too. It really just depends on what you're using it for. You could do it with your hands, or you could just do it with a knife. Now if you're going to do it this way, my suggestion is to get a Band-Aid or something and just wrap it around your thumb for protection. That way you can go a lot quicker and you don't have to worry about getting cut. My green beans are done. They're all cut up. So I'm going to do the exact same thing with my yellow beans. I did want to mention that you really want a bean with a good snap to it. The other ones will get really, really bitter. If it's limp, it'll get really bitter in the jars as they sit, and it won't taste good at all. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to wash these up. I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did with my green beans. Now that I have my beans, all of them cut, I'm going to give them another really good rinse because I'm going to boil them for 5 minutes. And I'm going to use the same water I boiled them in for the jar water. So I want to make sure that these are really nice and clean before I boil them. Okay, I have a big pot of water boiling really high, and I'm just going to put my beans in. And then I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes. My timer's gone off. It's been 5 minutes. I'm just going to take this right out of here, and I'm going to strain it, because I'm going to use that water there that it was boiling in for the jars. Very hot jar, right from the oven. You're going to put your beans in. And you want to try to pack these, you know, as tight as you can. To about an inch. That's hot. And then I put in a half a teaspoon of canning pickling salt. You don't have to put any salt in if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. And then put in my bean liquid to an inch. Right about there. Then I'm going to debubble. Now this is extremely hot. You have to be very careful. This is really hot stuff. That looks good. Get your paper towel vinegar or a hot cloth. Make sure it's nice and clean, nice and dry. You're going to get your hot lid and your ring. Yikes. Finger firm. Yikes. Ooh. And into the canner it goes. I have my hot jar right out of the oven. Got my funnel. And put some beans in. These are the yellow beans. I did them exactly like I did the green beans. To 1 inch. that. Put my half teaspoon of salt in. Yikes. And this is the liquid that I boiled the yellow beans in. And I'm going to go to 1 inch from the top and debubble. And I put my glove on. Got some brains about me after the first couple of ones. Sometimes when you think there's not too many to do, you don't take the precautions you really should, and you walk around with burnt fingers for half the day. So that looks really good. Get your vinegar and your paper towel. Make sure that's nice and clean, nice and dry. Get your hot lid. Get your ring. Finger firm. And into the canner it goes. Exactly 8 pints out of there, so I'm going to put my lid on. I'm going to lock it down. I'm going to bring it up to high. And I'm going to wait for this to come up to pressure. There's a full steady stream here now, and this button has come up. So I'm going to time this for 10 minutes and let it vent. This is up, so I'm going to put my weight on. Please be sure that you follow your manufacturer's directions for your canner. It's really important. All canners are not made the same, so please do that and be careful. Now when this first comes up and jiggles, I'm going to time this for 20 minutes because it's pints. After 20 minutes, I took this right off the burner. This button's gone down. That means to me that the pressure's gone down. It's been about a half an hour, maybe 35 minutes or so. So I'm going to take my weight off and I'm just going to give it 5 minutes. 5 minutes is up, so I'm just going to take this off. Make sure that you take it, always lift it up away from you. It's very hot in there. I just let it sit like that, ajarred, for about 5 minutes, and then I can take the lid off. Doesn't that look beautiful? Those are the yellow ones. These are the green ones. They look so nice. Or you can just mix them like that. I had a little bit of the green left and the yellow, so I just put them all into a jar and it made a full jar. And they turn out beautiful that way. I'm going to leave these on my counter for 24 hours and then we'll see what we have tomorrow. This is how I wash my jars. I put them directly under the water with some soap on my cloth and make sure that everything is off. They all sealed. They turned out wonderful. I can't wait to put these in my stews and my soups and my crock pot. They're so wonderful to have. Don't forget to date and label your jars. Till next time, hey dough.